So this video is affiliate marketing from A to Z for complete beginners, somebody who just wants to really get started and understand the whole process. So this will be a complete guide. I am actually going to have it where it's going to be very little editing here. So you're going to see a lot of my mistakes and hiccups and probably just pauses for a little while we figure things out as we go, because I want this to be real and true when it comes to just going through every single step of this process, because I am somebody who really believes in affiliate marketing, who really believes in helping other people find products that can serve them and actually make you money, which is one of the best feelings in the world when you show them great products and make that money. Now, we're going to go through this. I'm going to actually take you on my desktop here so you can follow along. I'm going to show you my setup first so you can see how I have things set up, and then I'm going to actually go through the step-by-step process here. All of the content we're going to be talking about here today, all the resources are going to be in the show notes down below. Those will be affiliate links for a lot of products, not everything, but some of those products will have affiliate links in them. They are allowing me to essentially make this content completely free for you, so you don't have to go paying for courses and going through those hoops to figure out everything. This is just all of it. Every single thing you're going to need to get started. Now, obviously, you're going to want to continue to learn beyond this video, so make sure you hit subscribe. We're going to be talking a lot about small business content here on this channel to help you grow and thrive with your small business. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to jump on my screen. If you don't know me already, my name is Dennis, and I love doing YouTube content. I have my main YouTube channel here, which is actually called True Financials, not where this content is actually being released on, which is The Business Nerd. That is actually my second channel out of 4 because I just love the platform so much on YouTube. Now, affiliate marketing can work not just on YouTube, but it could also do it on blogs, or you can even do it on Instagram or many other different sites as well. So it's not limited to this, but this is where I thrive the most. So this is kind of where we're gonna, lay the foundation work here for us. So this is the content that we have here on the channel. We talk about personal finance here. So I work with companies that want to promote their products through me. And so what they'll do is offer me an incentive to be able to then talk about those products, whether I'm doing reviews of the products, whether I am doing breakdowns of the product, whatever the case may be. I end up getting a small piece of the pie when people go through the process of signing up. Remember, I told you I'm not going to be editing this that much, so you're gonna get a lot of my mistakes here. But when we go through this, it's such an amazing thing to go through this and experience it. The very first dollar you're going to make with affiliate marketing, you're going to be like getting this rush and this high of like, holy smokes, I talked about something I like. Usually start with things that you really, really like, or you actually even already use. And then you kind of slowly maybe even expand beyond that, learn about new products that can serve your customers or even the people that just follow you in any avenue. So we talk about personal finance on my main channel. We talk about business here on the second channel, which again, with those links down below, those are companies that can work for services that you might need, right? So we have things for like accounting, we have things for like Airbnb, we have so many different services that we promote because they help you, the audience member, and then we get a little bit of a kickback. And a lot of times they actually do not charge extra fees for going through that process. So the customer that's clicking those links is not getting charged anything more than somebody else who just goes to the website. And so what's really nice is I just get a little bit more for helping out the audience. Now, again, we're going to be here on the my main channel. And the reason I just want to show this is because I want to go through this process and have this example of what I have. I just changed some stuff up here. So I got to make sure I'm going to go to my settings here, and I'm going to go to my upload defaults because I have some defaulted links in my YouTube content, whether it's on these videos or my main channel, where I tell people, and you can even see here, I have some links, which I'll show you that process as well too. I'll have links ready to go for any promotional things that I'm talking about, but I have some resources, you can see here, recommended resources down below. So whether on this main channel, whether it's refinancing student loans, getting some free stocks, because who doesn't love free stocks? We also have term life insurance that we work with, even getting your credit score checked, as well as even opening up a bank account. All of these links here are affiliate links with these companies that we work with. So if somebody goes ahead and clicks on this term life insurance link right over here, what's going to happen is they're going to go to that page, which let's actually go ahead and click on it. Everything is like jumping here. Again, we're going to see all this in real time. So my screen's a little cut off because the way I set this up. So this is the homepage that person lands on when they click my link. Now, every company is going to be a little different on how you get paid. Sometimes it's going to be for every click that you get to that person's landing page or that company's landing page, or every time somebody signs up for a free account, or when somebody buys a certain amount of product with the company that you're promoting. So for example, with this company, this is term life company called Ladder. And so if somebody goes through the process and gets their quote, I'm not going to get paid for anything. But if they get their quote and then sign up for term life insurance with that quote, I actually will get paid out a nice sum of money for somebody going through this process and using my link to go to this page. So there's obviously a little bit of risk there, because if they go to this page, get the quote, but don't sign up, but then go somewhere else, or even just click the link outside of there by just searching for Ladder, I won't make that money. That's never the biggest concern for me personally. One, because I get enough people signing up for this that I don't feel like I'm missing out. But the biggest thing to really consider is when you are working with a company, you want to understand what they need from you in order to get paid, right? So for this company, when I talk about them and I send people to that link, I need them to understand that they don't want to just click the link and see this page. They need to click the link and really start going through that process and get those quotes and then start buying those term life insurance. So when I talk to them about that, I can say, hey, make sure you click that link down below. Go ahead and, get your quote and protect your family today, right? So what I'm doing is I'm telling somebody, hey, if you do this now, you're going to protect your family today, right? So when we're talking here on our videos and I say, hey, I'm going to talk about Pretty Links, which is a company we're going to be discussing here today. And I say, hey, if you get your Pretty Links started now, you're going to save yourself tons of time. So click that link down below, sign up for Pretty Links, and go ahead and get started. That's going to incentivize you to say, hey, yeah, let me get things started now, because it's going to make the process easier as I go. So don't just tell them about the link, really sell them on why there's value in that link, right? For us, a little bit of the value is the fact that you get free content just like this. You're going to get more business content if you help support us by clicking those links. That could also be an incentive, because maybe the products you're going to click on just matter for, you signing up for a free account, and then we get paid for it as well. So that's going to be kind of that back end side of affiliate marketing. Now we're going to keep diving in a little bit more, because one of the biggest questions that I get from a lot of people are like, well, what are the sites that I can utilize to find these companies? Well, the thing that I personally like to do is actually do a Google search. So let's go ahead and bring up our Google search here. And so what we're going to do is actually type in a company. So for us, we do work with a lot of different companies. So I'm going to do M1 Finance. That's a company I actually currently work with. And then you can go ahead and type in affiliate program. You can see it's kind of pre-populated here. And again, you could do this with any company that you potentially want to work with. So when you click that in there, you're going to see sometimes actual links. So this one is m1.com/affiliate. So when I actually go on here, I can actually see what their affiliate program is like, what they offer, what kind of incentives I would get from it, and if I can sign up with them, or if they have a network that I need to sign up for to get access to them. Now, what a network is, and I'm going to go ahead and actually show you here, is essentially a whole bunch of different companies kind of conglomerated together on one site, so then we can actually go ahead and sign up for them, get paid through them, and just go through all the different means in one setting versus a whole bunch of individual ones. So now this is kind of cut off a little bit, but it kind of works out for information stuff on the side here. So this is actually one of my many affiliate sites that I utilize, and I'll have some resources on which ones I utilize, and there are tons of other ones, but the ones that I like to use are linked down below for you. So this is going to be right over here. You can see some data information, but what we actually care about up here, where you can see it says brands, I'm going to click on my brands. Now these are companies that I'm already working with, but again, there's going to be so many more that you can work with. So these are companies that I'm already partnered with in different means, whether it's for this channel, my second channel, or a third or fourth one. So we're going to actually go ahead and click on all brands now, so we can see any company that's out there that's available on this site. So some of these companies we might not know. I actually don't know a lot of these companies here at the very top. So what we're going to actually do is scroll down a little bit until there's a very popular company that might pop up. And what's really cool too is on the left side, it's a little hard to see right now, but there are categories. So if you work in certain areas, like if you work in clothing, or if you work in art, or if you talk about babies or you talk about beauty, there's like different sections that you can actually click on, and it'll kind of filter out those different places. So that way you can find the companies that will work great with the content that you create. So, okay. So let's see here. So I'm still scrolling. I just want to find companies that will probably be pretty universal here. Actually, you know what? Can I do lead payout? No, those are just the amounts. So I thought they had like a popular one. Actually, they have a featured one. Now I'm just getting lost in the weeds here. So let's get back on track here for us. So here's a great one for us. If you are going to be somebody that promotes like clothing for sportswear, you can see right here like Dick's Sporting Goods. You can actually go ahead and apply here. So if we click on this company, you can see right over here, they have it where all the sales that you make, you can actually earn 2%. You can go into details and learn a little bit more if you needed to, or if they have available information. But this I can apply for. It wouldn't work for my content, but personally, but if this is something that works for your content, you can apply for this, and then you can start sending people over to the website to be able to make purchases. And when they make those purchases, you're going to make that percentage in sales. So that way, hopefully you can encourage them to be purchasing things they need for like their hikes, maybe their runs, maybe any other activities that they're working on. And if we actually click out of there, again, if we want to stick with sports, you can see here for ESPN. So again, if you're talking about sports and you want to recommend ESPN as a great place to go and sign up to watch some sports, you can apply for this affiliate program right over here. And you can see there are different payouts that you can get. Currently, it's all 0. I think it's on screen, yes. So it's all 0 right now. So sometimes that happens where they might be changing up some of their terms. So if you had already signed up for them and maybe you get paid out $1 for every person that signs up for ESPN Plus, you would get that as well. What's really nice is a lot of times when there are companies that you already like to talk about or want to promote do have an affiliate program, that is wonderful. That is amazing. Sometimes, unfortunately, you're going to run into companies that you like to utilize or talk about that, unfortunately, do not have affiliate programs. One little sidestep from that is you can see if those companies have referral programs, maybe just referring friends and family members or other people directly from the app will also be an opportunity for you. So you can type in the company name with referral program and see if there's anything like that as well for you to be able to send those links out to people to be able to sign up. So this is going to be kind of that back end here. So we're going to actually go back to my brands. So these are the companies I'm already working with. So we have a company like NordVPN. We got a company like Namecheap, which is actually a company that I do like to talk about because this is actually where I do get signups for email, or not for email, sorry, for websites. Because I do have multiple websites with my YouTube channels, so that way I can use pretty links, which we'll talk about later, to kind of mask our links that we get sent. Now, for me personally, I want to get the best value when it comes to getting a name for my website. So Namecheap allows me to do that. So when I have them linked in the show notes down below, what that will do for people is when they click on them, you can see here, online sale, I earn anywhere from $5 to $25 or 20 to 50% of the purchase. It's kind of cut off there for us. Again, sometimes that kind of works out when it's cut off for me. So for that, what that's going to do for me is help incentivize people saying, hey, if you want to get a website for a really great price, this is actually the product that I personally use, so I want to recommend it. And the nice thing is I get a nice little kickback from that for those people going to that website and signing up to get their actual web link. So that way they can have a nice website link, whether they want to actually create a website or just be able to utilize that URL to have really nice links. Because when we go back to this area over here, so my main website you can see is truefinancials.com, and then I have / whatever I am promoting in that link, whether it's an affiliate or just a nice link that I want to have it look really, really good. So for us, that's always really important. And again, I need a website to be able to do that. I also need a hosting site to be able to do that too. And the hosting site that I personally use is bluehost.com. There are tons of other websites out there, but that's the one I like to utilize because I have all of them in one house. I have a link for that one as well too in the show notes below for Bluehost. And I know that starts to get a little overwhelming, but again, we're going through this step by step, so we're going to see that happening in real time here. Not creating the host site, but going in it and kind of breaking things down as we go through that step. So with this example here for like Namecheap for us, what we want to do is go ahead and click on Create Link. And on our left-hand side here, can I actually switch this over? 1 second. Nope, that just zooms in a little bit more. If I have a zoom out, screen zoomed out. It's a little cut off at the bottom here for us, but that's okay. Again, we're working in real time here for us, just to kind of go through this process, because I think it's going to be better for us to just go through and get everything we can out of this information. So you can see right over here on the screen, this is going to be the link that I would copy and then paste this either directly as a link itself, or I can use a cloak to be able to make it under my website. So I can do, truefinancials.com/Namecheap, or in this case, it would actually be thebusinessnerd.co/Namecheap. And so when people click the link, it'll look a little bit cleaner, but it'll still send them to this URL. And if they end up signing up, we do earn that little bit of a credit. Now, as we go through this process, we start learning what works, what doesn't work. I've definitely gone through the process quite a bit when it comes to learning about affiliate marketing. So don't feel bad if it feels a little overwhelming at first. But as you go through the process, I think day in and day out, you're just learning a little bit more each day. And that's going to allow you to continue to grow and have an impact for your business, because now you're promoting products, you're making money, and then that money allows you to put more time and energy into the business itself. And I think that's really honestly the goal for us here, right? Is to continue to grow our businesses. And in order to do that, we do need income, and that's why affiliate marketing honestly is so great for us. So now what we want to do is actually go ahead and go to the next section over here, which actually before we do that, these are the companies I showed you on screen here. These are the companies I'm already working with. If I go back to the all brands section over here, or actually let's go to the featured ones, and I go back to like the ESPN Plus, for example, I can click apply here, and then it'll actually, tell me the earnings, which is nothing right now. Sometimes companies will ask for information beyond what you have when you created your account for the affiliate network. And then you can click on apply, and then that will go through that process. And then some companies will decline you. Unfortunately, some companies will approve you, and then you can kind of start working with that to get those links once you get approved. Now, if you don't get approved, sometimes they'll tell you why. If not, sometimes it might just be the amount of customers you might have, or the amount of viewers you get on your YouTube channel. And as you continue to grow, you can start reapplying for some of those that got declined. Okay, so now that we're back here, one other thing, if we go back to our homepage here with this website, this is again just one of many. If I actually wanted to, I can show you here. So there's another one called Commission Junkie. The other one that we were just on is called Impact. So this one is called Commission Junkie. You can see here we have about $800 currently in the bank. A lot of times when it comes to affiliates, they do have a time frame of like when somebody signs up and then when you actually get paid. So there's like pros and cons, right? So sometimes you're going to have to wait 30 days, 60 days, even 90 days to be even able to get access to that money that you earned. But the nice thing is a lot of the companies, as kind of like a feedback side of things, when you kind of look at like the pros and cons of stuff, is that some of these companies will have it where if, let's go back to the original example of like Ladder Life, right? So if I got somebody to click on this link and let's say they chose not to get the quote, or they got the quote but they didn't sign up yet, and then like 3 days later they're like, you know what, I think I might need this. Well, if they go back on and they end up buying without having clicked any new link, right, they just went back to the website, well, there are those cookies that they have on sites where it kind of tracks the user. And because there's a certain time frame with this affiliate program where I don't know the exact dates, I'll have to look, but if they sign up within a relatively short amount of time or relatively decent amount of time, I will actually still get credit for that sale. One company I know, which is Amazon. Amazon is probably one of the easiest companies to get started with when it comes to affiliates. They have a 24-hour tracker. So if you recommend a product on Amazon and you link it down below and somebody clicks that link, if within 24 hours that person who clicked the link goes back to Amazon.com and buys anything, you will actually make those sales. And that's also a really cool thing with Amazon, as a side note, is if you promote a product but they buy anything on the site, you will make the money for it, which is really cool. And I'll show you that here too on the back end. But that is a really important thing to note. Now I'm actually a little curious, just so we can take a look here. Since we're working with Ladder, I believe it's on this site. Okay. So let's see here. Details. if they have I can't actually show you the contract just because a lot of companies will have requirements. So let me actually view my contract here. Yeah, because a lot of companies will do it where you can't share information because my signups and my process might be a little different from other people if I can negotiate. So after a certain amount of time, I've done enough work with the company, I can actually negotiate higher rates or better cookie rates and all that stuff too. So I'm reading this right now. So there is a certain amount of dates that the action is locked. I have 30 days from when the person clicked a link to be able to go through the process and sign up for that term life insurance with Ladder. And once they go through that process, it's about 15 days to be tracked. And then after that, I get paid out 5 days after the end of the month that they are locked. So it's a lot of verbiage and essentially just kind of pushes the payout date a little bit further. But essentially, I got 30 days from when somebody clicks that Ladder Life link for them to sign up through that process, whether they leave the application and then come back later. I got 30 days to essentially convince them to get it. And then that way I still get the credit for it. And then the payout structure is actually very nice on this one compared to other companies. But again, I can't actually show you that one just because of some of the points on there. But what I'm going to do is while I have us here on just the full screen ourselves, I'm going to log into my Bluehost here. So I just got to make sure all that information's there. Because again, minimal editing on this one because I want it to be authentic and true to just showing you the process of going through this the whole thing of creating content. So creating affiliate work. So from here, this is going to be Bluehost. This is where we actually host our websites. And you can see here, I have a couple different websites. I have the Business Nerd, which is what we work on here. I got True Financials, which is also the main kind of business that I run here as well too. So what we're going to do is actually go into managing our business. Now, like I mentioned, I actually buy my websites from Namecheap.com, and then I actually transfer them over to Bluehost, which is what's going to actually hold on to that website. So then allow me to actually create like a WordPress for the site. So lots of words, lots of things going on there. So to kind of break this down a little bit, it's the way you would see it is, so you had to have a website URL, right? And then from that URL, you need somebody to like kind of host it to keep it alive and everything, and that's going to be Bluehost. So those two things are going to work hand in hand. And then WordPress is what allows you to create your website, and then it's hosted on Bluehost. It's chaotic at first, but it gets very simple once you start going through the process. I honestly knew nothing about creating websites 5-6 years ago, and now I have a plethora of websites that I utilize on a regular basis. Some of them I actually don't even create anything on the website itself. I just use it for the URL because it looks nice. Again, it's nice and clean when sending people off to different links, even if the website is not like up and running to high standards or anything else more than just like a static page. So here we're going to go to manage site, which is our Business Nerd. So we're going to click on here. We're going to get redirected to our WordPress. So once you have a Bluehost, WordPress is essentially just going to be interconnected with it. It's going to be 2-in-1 essentially for you. And again, I'll have the link to Bluehost if you want to check them out. It's where I like to host. So now I actually do have to zoom out. Okay, so I had to just drag this down so we can see some of the settings here on the side. So if you want to create an actual website, you're going to go to the pages and create a page. Again, I have just static pages on some of these just because I don't really care as much for the website, and maybe I should, but YouTube is just so dominant in my time that I don't worry about the website for that. Obviously, if you're going to be blogging or just trying to do a website, you're going to have to learn all that process. But for us today, we're going to use a plugin, and this plugin is called Pretty Links. I actually have a whole video talking about it directly, but we're going to talk a little bit about it here too, because it's so important when it comes to making those links look really good. So if you want to have it where, you can see down in the show notes below, it's the businessnerd.co/whatever. This is the plugin that allows that. Now there is a free version, which you can have on there. If you want to get the paid version, you're going to get more data points to be able to have access to it. I actually don't have it on the Business Nerd at the moment. I got to actually update my license to actually have multiple links or multiple pretty links to have the pro version, because then you're going to get tags, keywords, you're going to get categories, you're going to get a lot of data points. But effectively what this is giving us the opportunity to be able to create links that make things look really good. So for example, the Bluehost link that I have down below, I'm going to click here. So that link is the businessnerd.co/Bluehost, because I get to choose what it looks like. And then it's going to be from, this is actually not the target URL at the moment. I got to switch that. But this will have whichever website I want to send them to, whether it's the affiliate link or just whatever website. Because again, sometimes I recommend companies that don't pay out an affiliate, but I still think that they're a great company to utilize. And so I would recommend them. It's on Impact, so I got to get that link and switch it out before, obviously, this video goes live. But I do get paid out a $65. I think that one I can actually talk about. If not, I might have to blur this out. But if somebody signs up with Bluehost, I get a $65 payout, but they do have to sign up for, I believe, like the 2-year plan, which I think if you do 2 years, it makes it like $3 a month or something like that for using it. And I think it's completely worth it. Obviously, I have multiple sites. But this allows me to do things like that. And what's really cool about Pretty Links is not only do your links look really nice, but if for any reason you have to change out those URLs you saw with Bluehost, it's just the generic website for now, but I eventually will have to switch it out to my actual URL for the affiliate. I can go ahead and switch it out here in Pretty Links, and then any businessnerd.co/Bluehost that I have out in the wild, if like I already put the link out there for some reason, will all automatically redirect to that new link that I changed it out to. So I don't have to go out and manually change out every single link. And that gets pretty crazy when you have hundreds of videos or hundreds of blog posts to have to go through. So I have tons of different links here. I even have multiple pages at this point for this site here. But this allows us to go through that process to get those links from the companies that we want to work with. You can see my Namecheap one is right here. And then have that sent over to send people to the right website links that you want to send them to without it looking all meshy. Because if I actually let's go to Wave, for example. Like this is what the Wave one looks like right over here. So it looks a little sloppy, but I think the businessnerd.co/Wave looks way cleaner. So that's something that I want to really do and focus on, because I like a clean look when it comes to those links. And I think it's a higher probability that somebody will sign up. But essentially, Bitly links or those links that look a little crazy might deter somebody because they might look like scams, versus when you have a nice clean URL, people are going to be more comfortable clicking those links to the products that you're sending them to. Let me actually switch back over here. You can see me again. Perfect. Okay. So that is going to be our Pretty Links. I'm going to put that back up. Now, when going through this, again, this is a complete, guide here for us when it comes to affiliate marketing. So one of the things that you have to learn when going through affiliate marketing is that if you overspread yourself with too many products or too many services at the beginning, it can start feeling overwhelming. You might not be getting a lot of signups, versus if you're just kind of hyper focused on several of them, that's usually a really great start. There are also, again, different sites that allow you to kind of find these different companies that you want to work with. The ones that we showed here are the Impact.com, CJ Affiliates, which again, I'll have them down below. And then there's also Flex Offers and Rakuten Advertising. These are just some of the many companies that have affiliate networks to be able to go through that process and sign up for these companies. So if we're actually on Commission Junkie, I'm going to switch over here. This is very similar to Impact. You can see different companies, and then I can filter out to different categories as well too. You can see right here, like 23andMe is a very popular service for a lot of people who want the DNA test. So you can apply for their program, and then you can go ahead and get the links once you get approved for those things. You can actually see, if I keep scrolling down here, different companies that people are familiar with. So like we got companies like Aflac right over here. You can see they pay $16. And again, you can go ahead and apply for those. Now the nice thing is, once you create an account, then applying is just honestly a couple clicks, and then you go through that process. Like I'm gonna actually show you right here. So I'm gonna click apply to program, And then here it says this advertiser approves publishers manually. Your application status will be sent to pending. And then you'll get contacted if approved. So you can hit close. And then now it's showing that this is kind of grayed out because it's going through the review process. Some companies will require you to like kind of read a terms of agreement before going through the process of submitting your application. But that's how easy it is once you complete the whole process. Now, when it comes to signing up for your account, you're going to be plugging in your website, your email address, your information, your data points. Sometimes like they'll ask you how many followers you have on whatever sites. They're going to ask you what you do for your business. And that's the benefit of networks, is that you're plugging all this information in essentially one time and then applying for the companies that you want to work with, and they'll see that those data points. Some companies will have their own affiliates on their own websites, which means that when you go through and sign up, you're going to have to essentially plug in all that information on its own for just that one affiliate. And that's fine. It's not a bad thing, but it's just something to kind of keep in mind when going through that process, is that you're going to have to maybe re-enter a lot of that same information in multiple times over. So we're going through this process here. We've talked about this. The one thing I did want to mention, and what I'll probably actually do here is I'm going to do it on my site over here. So I mentioned Amazon has an affiliate program as well. So I do want to kind of quickly mention this because they are a pretty large company. Now, I don't do a lot with Amazon because the companies I work with pay out really well with finance and business. But I'm going to show you here on the back end. Actually, I don't even know if I can show you on the back end. The terms and agreement might say that I can't do that for you. But what I'm going to do is actually show you this. Let's see here. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just go to Amazon.com. Make sure everything looks good there. So this is my Amazon website right over here. And you actually see here, I have the Amazon Associates link right over here, which means that any product that I'm on a page for, I can go ahead and promote that product. So if I'm actually promoting like a camera or a microphone because you want to do that for your business, or talk about anything else that sells on Amazon, if I send that link, what I can do is, we were looking at mirrors here for our bedroom. Let me know if you think that mirror looks nice. So what we can do is up here, we can get a link to the text for sending somebody here. We can get an image or a text and an image. And then what happens is this link right over here, if I send this link out or add it to my pretty links to make it look nice and clean, then this will be an affiliate link. And if somebody clicks on it, it'll take them to this page for this product. And if they buy it, usually Amazon will have like a range between like 1 and like 5%, or maybe even a little bit more, depending on the type of product. So like clothes and electronics have different rates of payout, as well as like mirrors or kids' toys. Like everything is going to have different rates of payout. But the really cool thing with Amazon, and I mentioned it a little earlier, is that if somebody clicks that link, let's say they don't even buy this mirror, right? Like they're like, Dennis has terrible taste. Like, why would he do this? This is the worst thing in the world. The really nice thing is they can go and buy anything else within that 24-hour period, and then I will still make that sale on those products. And I've done that, and you can actually see it on your back end, where I've recommended products on one of my channels, and I see people buying random things that are nowhere nearly associated to that YouTube channel, but I still make the commission off of that. And it's a really cool thing, and it's really exciting to, think about the possibilities of, recommending something and then, getting really nice payouts from products that you didn't even have to talk about. And so Amazon's a great one. You can search up Amazon Associates and look them up, or type in Amazon Affiliate Program and go through that step-by-step process to sign up for them. Now, they do also have it where, if I go to see more here, they have like a storefront page, which is, I think, really cool. So one of the things I talk about here on this channel, I actually go through and talk about my Airbnb, and I actually have this. You can actually see this is my business one. So I have Airbnb host items that people can click on, and they can go and see all the different things that they can buy that I recommend with Airbnb, and then I'll make affiliate sales. I have a YouTube setup one, so if somebody's like, hey, what do you use for your camera, your microphone, your lights, all the stuff that we're doing here today, I'll send them that link, and if they buy anything from there or anything at all after using that link, I'll make that commission. And so it's really, really nice to set this up. And that's why Amazon is kind of known for like the really, really beginner starter for affiliates, is because you could essentially find any product, get those links, and then use those links to promote those things. So you don't have to wait to be monetized like on YouTube. You don't have to wait to get ad revenue from Google on, websites. You can just start promoting affiliate links in your description boxes and start making that money right away, which is really great. A lot of people don't talk about that. I think that's the biggest thing with affiliate marketing, is that you can start making money day one. Now, for me personally, the income that we make overall from all of our affiliates actually equal out more than what we make from ad revenue on YouTube on our channels. And that's, again, just because we're getting paid out nice payouts versus what we're getting from ad revenue. All right, so we did have a jump cut because I had to take a drink of water and got caught up. You can hear my throat got a little bit more raspier. So just kind of going back to the process of everything that we're working on here, the biggest thing we started off with was, what do we want to be talking about with the products that we're recommending, So that's going to be making sure that we find products that are relevant to the topics that we're having here, right? So when we're talking about here on this channel about business, I'm not going to be recommending, baby products. I'm not going to be recommending sports equipment in my descriptions, because that just doesn't make any sense, right? So the things I want to recommend are business software tools, and that's all I have in my description boxes are those kind of affiliates, because those are going to be the things that benefit the audience members. So making sure that you find products that are beneficial to your audience, that bring value to them. We mentioned earlier that yes, you can definitely start with the companies that you know already and utilize, because that's very useful. I hear a lot of people say, well, I don't want to work with companies I don't know. Like, I only want to recommend products that are things that I use. Well, depending on how and what you're talking about, sometimes having a beginner product might be more valuable to your audience than it is for you, right? So there's sometimes I'll recommend a product that maybe I don't need anymore because I'm, at the next level, but it's so useful for my audience. So what do? I, make sure that those products are good. I test them out. I make sure that these companies are legitimate companies and companies I would recommend to my audience, even if I'm not directly using it, because it can still bring them value. So that hopefully opens up the gate to have multiple things that you can talk about and recommend in your videos or your websites or your Instagram posts or reels, anything like that. So you can send the people to the products that work best for them. So that way, when they sign up, you make that affiliate sale and you honestly feel so good about it, because you say, hey, I got people to where they need to be. I got them the things that they wanted, and you now can, put food on the table or improve the content that you have, or, get a new camera, new lights, whatever the case may be. It really takes that next step of understanding that in order to grow your business, you do obviously need to make money, but then doing it in a way that really serves the audience, I think just really takes it over the top for us. So we're going to kind of just do like a breakdown here for us, which is getting our links to look nice and clean from the links that we get from our company. So that way, when we send people over, we send them to the pages that we want them to, hopefully signing them up the way we can actually get paid out. Obviously having to wait some time to get paid out from some companies. But the nice thing is with these companies here, if you go to the third-party networks like Impact, Commission Junkie, that's the old name for it, CJ Affiliates, Flex Offers, Rakuten Advertising, these companies allow you to go ahead and find different brands all together in one place, so you can go ahead and sign up for them. Then you're going to be going to Namecheap.com to be able to get a URL so you can have a nice link. We have Pretty Links, which we talked about, which is how I get the truefinancials.com/ladderlife. And then we go to Bluehost, so that way we can actually create our website, which allows us to have a WordPress to be able to then go through, create either a static page as our homepage, and then utilize Pretty Links with the links that we have from these affiliate companies to then send it off to our videos, our posts, our blogs, anything like that, to be able to then start making that money on a regular basis. Mentioned it multiple times here in the video, of course, but In the show notes down below, you're going to have all the resources we talked about here today, whether it's the link for Bluehost, the link for Namecheap, the link for pretty links to make your links look nice, as well as the resources to the websites that I like to use for affiliates, but then you can continue to learn and grow after that as well too. And I'll have other links to other resources down below as well too, so you can see the different tools that you can utilize to continue to thrive for your small business. Now, once you start making money off affiliates, you're gonna start having money coming in, and that's a very big deal, right? Like, that's what we want. So in order to make sure that your money is coming in and then you can utilize it properly as a business, because we want to keep our business and our personal income separate, I need you to check out my video right over here on screen about Novo Bank. This is the bank I personally love to use and I use for multiple businesses. So check out this video. It's going to break things down for you, and hopefully this is going to be the business that helps you continue to grow and thrive.